Good morning, tribe. I am outside on the deck. I think I just broke my lighter. Trying to do my sage. Hang on, let me go grab a new lighter. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the birds singing, and I needed my notes anyway. So I love my sage, and I even have some lemongrass. So for those of you who have heard about sage, and for me, I just make it my own. It's like an affirmation when I use my sage, you know, like a way of reminding myself that I'm more than just this body. Sorry, my allergies. Working on that too. Taking a lot of healthy stuff. Well, changing my diet is really it. You know, I'm still dibbling and dabbling in unhealthy stuff that I feel is unhealthy for myself. It's really about portions for me. So anyway, the better I get at eating healthy, which is a journey, then my allergies, my eyes won't be running. So anyway, this is my sage, and yeah, just another way of feeling comfortable, reminding myself to remember that what's going on in what sometimes we call the matrix. However, as you go along in your journey, you'll discover different names and words and things for yourself, and it's about discovering it to the point of where this is the lemongrass. It smells so good. The birds are joining us. Remembering to the point of where you, when something happens, you remember. And as you remember when something happens, then it's like, okay, I remember who I am. I remember what I'm supposed to be doing. I remember my purpose. Like, remembering your purpose is not about, like, you have to remember, like, everything, you know, like, oops, put my feet on the thing and shook the camera. It's not like you have to remember everything or know anything. You just need to know yourself. And let's see, what came to me was like the why. When you look at all the different things, just like I was thinking, like, what keeps people from getting to know themselves? Like, if I ask you right now to spend 5 minutes with yourself, just sitting, like you could just sit outside for 5 minutes, could you do it? Leave your phone right there. Don't tell anybody not to talk to you or anything like that. Just leave everything as it is. And for 5 minutes, can you spend time with yourself? And then during those 5 minutes, did anything come up to you? Did you have any thoughts? You know, what were you thinking? Were you thinking, as soon as this 5 minutes is up, I'm going to go check my phone, I'm going to go talk to somebody or do something or whatever? Were you running through your list of things to do? All those things like that. And so it's like the struggle to understand yourself and be with yourself and hear your own voice is so strong, and strong, and it's like a aversion, and you're just like, if anyone says it's like, oh no, I love myself, da, 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 da. Okay, how much time do you spend with yourself? Like during this whole time when you got free time to basically be at home with no guilt, and be at home because you basically had to. It's like, how much of that time did you devote to yourself? Yes, you have, if you have a family or other people or different responsibilities, that's fine. However, it's 24 hours in a day. Did you give yourself 1 minute? When I used to do a boot camp called Got Boot Camp in DC, I used to just ask people, you know, you can come to the boot camp every day, that's fine. The true thing that we're doing here is helping you with the other 23 hours of your life. This 1 hour is ensuring that the 23 hours that you're away from boot camp, that you're taking care of yourself. And so it's like so many people weren't able to do certain things for themselves. They just, my family, my job, my this, my that. When you start listening to them, it's just like, where are you in that picture? And where do you want to belong, you know, in that picture? Whew. The sun is shining. Let me rotate. Rotating. Oh, that's worse. Okay, going the other way. I don't know if you all can see me. So where do you want to belong in that picture? What do you want to do? Where you want to belong? And it's just like, belong, I am belonging. And it's like, you're not belonging if everything and everybody is pulling on you and you have no time for yourself. And not only any time for yourself, there's no desire to have time for yourself. And then when you even think about having time for yourself, it's guilt and condemnation that comes on it. And it's just like, why? When you peel back the layers and like, why is it so much pressure to not know yourself, to not spend time with yourself? Just ask yourself that question, or just try it. Just try it. Just pick any day to tell someone, no, you need to do this for yourself, and see what comes out of that person. Or see what comes out of you, because the person may be cool, that's fine, that's good, I'll catch up with you another day. And then when you spend 2 minutes with yourself, you start feeling guilty, or like, wow, what am I doing? You know, I'm missing out on something, you know? So it's like, my thing is to help people who are ready to get to the point where they can solely 100% hear their voice, depend on their voice, and move by their voice. By voice, I mean your own intuition, on your own frequency of your own mind, whatever you want to call it, your inner self, your true self, that you're moved by that, and not moved by what's around you, not moved by what you hear. And I'm looking for people to go to the levels to where the most valuable people that you have in your life, when they speak, if it doesn't line up exactly with where you are, you don't follow them. And I know that's like a really, really tough journey. You have to do a lot of work on yourself. And when I mean a lot, I don't mean a lot like in time and years, because when you're ready, you're ready. So you can just in 1 second, I'm ready, I'm done. I'm only going to listen to my voice. And so the scary thing about listening to your voice is that, what if you're wrong? What if something doesn't work out? What about all the I told you so's? Remember something called haters? When did you start listening to your haters? When did your haters start controlling your life? Because really that's all that it is. It's like anyone who's not interested in you being interested in yourself and your own journey. Anyone who comes to you when you've followed your own voice and your own voice is taking you down the street that leads to chaos and different things like that, and they come circle in and say something about it. look, this isn't like a perfect world. Even if you follow someone else, there are going to be mistakes. Even if you follow someone else, there's going to be some kind of cover up where they didn't know what they were doing, but they got you so far into them that you don't even see that what they said didn't happen or what they said didn't work. So it's not about that. Every place you go that you take yourself is an experience, and that experience goes with your spiritual growth. And that's what this is all about. It's like you have laid out a plan for your life where you cannot miss yourself. It's impossible to miss yourself. So now all we're doing now is just saying, those of you who in the last months who have found yourself, for lack of a better word, just not being satisfied anymore with where you are. I call it the Princess and the Pea syndrome. You remember that book way back, some of you who are older remember the book, and how the princess was tested and she had a whole bunch of mattresses. The queen put a whole bunch of mattresses up and put a pea up under the mattress, and only a true princess could feel the pea. And so you stay awake all night shifting around because you feel that pea. And when you PEA, and when you go to anyone and ask them, or you try to check and see, like, is someone feeling the same thing? People are looking at you like you're crazy, or giving you reasons and excuses for why it's like this and why you shouldn't think about it. So at that point, for those of you who want to think about it, that's what I'm here for. And I did my own journey on this way, and I can't say that I understand it all the way, because it's like my 9 months of in-depth journey. If you listen to the previous video, it was just so challenging, you know. And even though I had my my life partner with me at the time, he was really no help, because he didn't understand. No one was any help. No one could be any help, you know. And it was frustrating at times for him, and different things like that, overwhelming and different things like that for him, because it's like you're trying to ask a person who doesn't know what's going on. Like, I had the answers, and I couldn't hear anything, see anything, or understand anything that was going on. I just knew I had to keep going in this direction, and it didn't make sense. And I continued to go in that direction, and my personal intent wasn't to hurt or damage anyone or anybody, or for it to be that much of a strain on my life partner. However, it's like once I started my journey to myself, it was nothing left for me to do. I could not be anything to anyone. My commitment was to the journey, and I couldn't leave it. I couldn't stop it. I couldn't do anything. At moments when I wanted to quit and everything like that, is like my true self was gaining strength and was like, no, don't quit, keep going. It would tell me, just go lay down, or don't answer the phone, or turn your phone off, or be by yourself, or whatever. It would just have me locked in so that I would be able to stay on my path. Now I'm grateful that happened. You know, over a year later, I'm grateful to be sitting where I am, and I understand things so much more clearly now as the importance of the journey. I'm not understanding the people in the journey, because it's like people you are with may not be with you, and people who helped you get started on the journey may not be people that you're around. They may not even be people that you like. I remember as I was going on part of my journey, not the in-depth one that I've had the past 4 years over in Atlanta, since I've been in Atlanta. This was while I was in Washington, D.C., and there was this one older gentleman, and I'm not using names, and I basically could not stand this. I couldn't stand this person. We were always bumping heads, you know, and because I was in the middle of changing who I was always the head bumper, you know what I'm saying? That's what I used for a protection. And so it was good. If you want to bring it, just bring it, you know. And I'm talking about what do they call it? The suburban stuff. I'm not talking about like fist and guns and knives and razor blades and stuff like that of fighting with people. I'm talking about just my mouth, just my tongue, you know, just using my mouth and my words and my funky attitude to battle against people. If you were coming at me like that, I was coming at you harder and louder so that everybody around us can hear me, so they know not to try me. So it's like I'm getting at that one person and 10 people at the same time, you know, because whatever I'm saying to them, I'm saying to the whole room. And so this one gentleman and we actually were born, I was born on the 1st and he was born on the 5th, so we were just a few days apart in our birthday. And so we just really I just couldn't stand him, and I started to lose respect because like he's older than me, so I'm losing respect for him by how he's still carrying himself. I watch him talk to people, I watch him dismiss women, I watch him talk down to his family, to his wife, and different things like that. And it's just the respect level that I have for him went from way up here to down. And so anyway, this was back in the time of Eckhart Tolle, and he had his books out and stuff like that, and Oprah had him on the show, and they were doing things like that. And so I don't know how it came about, but the gentleman mentioned Eckhart Tolle and the series, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's like the pain body. And we start talking about the pain body, and somewhere in there he drew a picture of the pain body or something like that. Something happened, and that was the connection that we made. And it's at that moment that we were talking about the pain body that I had, an aha moment. And like I said, I'm not sure how it works. I'm very sure that it works different for everybody. So this is just one of my stories about how even your moment of being, my stage, even your moment of being awake or awakened or discovering different things or hearing your voice can come through somebody that's not cool, that you're not cool with. So it's like when they say don't shoot the messenger, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, the message may be coming to you from another way, which does make sense because messages can come anyway. You know, messages can come through, and anybody, the spirit can use anything and everybody to get you the message, to get you the knock, wake up. Something deeper is going on than what you see and what you feel, and are you ready for it? You know, and that's, so getting back to the why, is like, why is it so hard to invest in yourself? You know, like, I mean, really in yourself, not going and get degrees and money and cars and all that and the perfect family and stuff like that, because that's just another distraction. Because if you aren't truly who you're supposed to be and you go gather all those things, just think what's going to happen when your voice still comes to you and say, you know, that's not it. This isn't good for you. This isn't right for you. And you've built all this stuff up under false pretenses. Then what? Lemongrass. Then what? You know? Then what happens? Then what do you do? I had a really good friend. We've been friends since the early mid 90s, and when we finally talked, he told me that it's like he was asleep, and then he woke up and walked into the house, and it was a room full of furniture. He didn't know how it got there. He didn't understand how it got there. And at the time, I couldn't hear him because I wasn't even anywhere near the spiritual place that I am now. I was just in the physical realm where I wanted to hold on to him. I wanted to hold on to us. I wanted to hold on to the business we built. I wanted to hold on to family. I wanted to hold on, you know. And I was just shocked that all these years we had been in each other's lives, that he was asleep. So that's the thing. It's like we're all asleep. We're all at different levels of being asleep. And then when you become awake, the challenge is now you got a house full of furniture that you bought you know, that you've bought on credit, that you've run your credit up or messed your credit to get, or you've spent all your money on different things like that. You can't hardly get in the door. It's like, where did all this come from? And now it's like you're looking and you're awakened. It's like a daunting task what you have to do. And so at that point, I'm not sure where people, places, and things belong in your life, other than all you can do is just let people know, hey, I don't know what's going on. I'm on a spiritual journey. I can't give you anything that you're asking me for because I can't even give it to myself. And this may mean that people may walk away from you and different things like that. People may not stay with you. And the fact is, you shouldn't want to. You shouldn't want to. At the point that you know you're so deep in your situation, like, that's part of loving yourself, not getting from other people what you can't even give them back on any level, and just have someone just be there for you. Now, spiritual people and different people, your grandmother or people that you hold in high esteem, or your best friend from way back, or your dog or your cat or your hamster or the hummingbee that just comes to the flowers every day. Whatever you agree with to hold space for you. Now, yes, they're going to hold those things for you. Hang on a minute. Let's rotate this camera again. We might have to go to let's see. I have to go to the front porch. Let's go to the front porch to see what's happening there. Just going through. Hey, let's walk outside. We don't do that too often. I'm gonna walk all the way around. Walk all the way around. Interesting journey. I can even feel the energy just walking. It's like I knew last night. I knew since yesterday I wanted to talk to you all about this very same stuff. Oh yeah. All right. Sit here and listen to the beautiful music. Let me see. I know. We're not editing anything. This is real life. This is what real life looks like. Let's see.